Welcome. I'm Tim Carlson, the principal of Sycamore High School. Thank you for participating in our registration and curriculum process. Tonight, we would like to begin the process of welcoming the class of 2025 and any new students to Sycamore High School. We're happy and excited to welcome you to Sycamore High School. Here we have a tremendous faculty who I'm very proud of. We also have a great student body who I'm equally proud of. And we cannot wait till August when the class of 2025 arrives on our campus. Our job over the next 4 years is to assist you in your child's transition from adolescence into adulthood. No year will be more important to their young lives than next year. Your child will have more opportunities, freedoms, and challenges that they've ever had before in their life. At Sycamore High School, your student will be truly academically challenged and held accountable for their performance. You'll hear this again in August. The grades that your child receives at the end of the first semester of their freshman year are on their transcript for life. So grades that they receive at the end of the first semester of their freshman year are on their transcript for life. So please take what we're talking about very seriously tonight. You're preparing for life. When you get to Sycamore High School, please do not think you can take the easy way out, and do not expect everything to be easy. Get ready to learn how to rebound against some struggles. It's important for students to understand that they're going to have to work hard for what we call graduate from our freshman year. Our goal is that 100% of our freshmen have 5 credits at the end of their freshman year. Research shows that you will be successful the remaining 3 years of high school if this occurs. In high school, if they do not pass a class, they must retake the course. Last year, 69 students failed a course first semester, and they must repeat. A lot of it was from academic self-sabotage, where students decided they weren't going to do homework or weren't going to do assignments. It wasn't the fact that teachers weren't in the classrooms teaching and trying to reach out and contact and connect with students. It was the fact that students were refusing work. So if you are one of those students who say, well, I don't do homework or I don't do assignments, that won't work for you at Sycamore High School, because again, if you don't pass the class, you'll be back in that class the next semester or the next year. So please understand that grades at the end of the first semester of your freshman year are on your transcript for life. Also at Sycamore High School, you're going to not only start your academic transcript, you start your character transcript, and you start your social media transcript. Those are 2 areas we will talk about again in August. So obviously we want our students to have a positive digital footprint when they leave Sycamore High School, so that social media is very important, as is their character. Academically, the transition from middle school to high school can be difficult if effort's not put forth. Again, I keep reiterating, you're going to have to work hard and try not to take the easy way out when you come to Sycamore High School. The positive side of all this is that you're going to have some great opportunities. Academically, if you're a high-level student, we will do everything we can to help you achieve. In one 6-year period, we had 3 students attend Harvard. Every year we have students attend Ivy League schools, and they go from across the country, from UC Santa Barbara to the East Coast to some of the finest institutions of this country. We also have students who aren't interested necessarily in an academic track, are more interested in a CTE track. We have great CTE programs here and vocational programs through our own high school, but also through the Kishwaukee Education Consortium. We have one of the best music programs in the state. We have one of the best athletic programs in our conference, in which numerous programs compete at the state level. We have over 40 clubs and activities for you to get involved with. We will always stress when you get here to the high school that you have to get involved and get engaged outside of the classroom. My goal is here that we're here to help you. I believe this is a customer service business, and our customers are our students and our parents. So we are here to help you and assist you and your child in being successful. 4 years go by extremely quickly, and you must be prepared when you walk out of these doors in May of 2025 to compete for jobs in a very difficult environment. I'm thankful that you're taking part in this process. We're here to help you. I hope you have a great night and a great time dealing with our counseling staff and our administration and get all your questions answered. Next, I would like to introduce our Head of Guidance, Crystal Templin.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Crystal Templin, and I am the Department Chair for the School Counseling Department at Sycamore High School. And I would like to welcome everyone to our Curriculum Night and Course Selection event. On behalf of my department, which includes myself, I am the counselor for students whose last name begin with A through G. Mrs. Kirchman is last name's H through N, and Mrs. Grimes is O through Z. And so what we want to do tonight is just present information about the high school as you prepare to pick courses and have a better understanding of how to prepare for next year. So what I'd like to begin with tonight is actually talking about graduation requirements. Now that might seem like a long way away, 4 years away, but actually that time will come sooner than you think, and what is important is to have the end goal in mind. And so we want everyone to be aware of where should you be in 4 years. So the first thing I want to talk about is minimum graduation requirements. If you'd like to graduate from Sycamore High School and potentially go on to a community college or trade school, you must have 20 credits by the time you graduate in 4 years. This includes 4 years of English, 3 years of math, 2 years of science. You'll take 2.5 years of social studies, which includes government, a semester of consumer economics, and you need 1 credit of either world language, music, vocational classes, or an art. You will take 4 years of PE. This includes your driver's ed and your health. And then these are the main requirements to get your diploma. So every year as you pick courses, we'll make sure that you know what classes are required to take. But another thing to consider is if you're looking at a 4-year university after high school, there are some different classes that you're going to be sure you want to take. The biggest differences being in the area of science. Most universities require 3 years of science, and they also require 3 years of social studies, which is 1 more semester than just graduating with a diploma. As you decide on colleges down the road, you're just going to want to make sure that you are taking the courses that they're requiring. For example, some might require a language. So you just want to check on that as you go down the road and find out, you're exploring places that you might want to attend after high school. Also, if you are looking to be an NCAA athlete, make sure you're talking to your coach and your counselor about that by your junior year, because there are some different requirements for that. So for those of you who are planners in the room, we are including the 4-year curriculum planner. This is available on our website. This does not need to be turned in to the counseling office, but it is a way for you to map out courses that you might want to take down the road. And so you can print that out for your own use, list the courses that you're looking to potentially at least take for your freshman year, and you can fill it in as you go. We have a new website that is being launched, so it would be a great idea for you to click on the course catalog and research it. It's on the website that you're currently on, and check that out. It has great information about prerequisites for classes, what you need to take before you can take that class, credits, course weights, course descriptions. So use that. It's a great resource. If you see something on the sheet that you're not quite sure about, go to the course catalog, do some more research on that. Something that we mention to incoming 9th graders, even though the seal of biliteracy is something you would take as a senior, we want to mention it to you now because it does require that you take 4 years of a world language. And so if you are interested in taking the seal test, you would need to start your 4 years of language as a freshman. So what it is that you have to prove that you are proficient in both English and a second language. And so based on scores on your ACT or SAT, and then also on a final exam that you would take as a senior, you could actually earn college credit, whether you get the seal or even a commendation. So make sure that you are just considering that. If you're interested in earning college credit as a senior in world languages, that's something that you're going to want to start as a freshman, either in French or in Spanish here at the high school. So incoming freshman course sheets, which I have here in front of me, a copy, you should all have that. It should have been mailed home to you, and you should have that. If you don't have that sheet, make sure you contact your school, the middle school or St. Mary's, to get that. Those are due back to your school's main office, so either St. Mary's or Sycamore Middle School by Friday, February 5th. You can put it in the envelope that was sent with that or drop it off at school. Please note that 8th graders do not need to fill in their courses online in Infinite Campus. That is something that our current 9th through 11th graders are doing. You do not need to do that. You need to fill out the green planning sheet, return it to the school. The school is going to help with completing those online. So you do not need to worry about that part. If you have an older sibling, you might hear that they're doing that. You do not need to do that. Okay, so let's talk about the registration sheet, the green form that was mailed home. We just want to make sure that we give you the details to fill that out correctly. Keep it in mind, it is due on February 5th. But on the bottom of the sheet, you will see a spot to put 2 backup classes. Every student needs to put 2 classes that they would like us to use. For example, if a class did not run or there was a conflict in your schedule. And so we need every student to list 2 backup classes. These will not typically end up in your schedule, but we need those just in case. So also don't put classes in backup that you really want to take, because there's a chance they would not move up into your schedule. Okay. Also, you will see numbers 1 through 7 for each semester. Just because you write a class at a certain time or certain number, that is not the way your schedule is going to run. We are collecting all the requests, and then there is a main scheduler that will make your schedule. So it is not, you're just listing 7 courses. It is not based on how you write them in your day. So don't worry about that part of it. Okay, on the back of the registration sheet, you will see a spot for a parent and student to sign. We need those signed before you return them. That way we know that you have, parents have looked at those and students have looked them over as well. Up at the top, you will see recommendations circled by your teacher, and the teachers have made recommendations, and those are the ones that you should just take from the back and write on the front. So for example, English 1 or Honors English 9, if they recommended that, you would write it on a line in both first and second semester and so on. So you have recommendations from English, math, science, and social studies for next year. So please write what is on the back onto the front and transfer that. You can't ask for specific teachers for subjects. You're just listing the subjects at this point. And then once you submit this, we go into creating a master schedule, and we cannot change schedules until after course selection is completed and your classes are given in the fall. Okay, so just some codes, just so you understand what each of the codes mean. If you look at the courses on the front page, after some of the courses, you will see in parentheses a 1. What that means is that it's only offered first semester, so that class must go on the left side and only on one side. Okay, so you don't put that on both, just the first side. And then ones that are listed with a 2 in parentheses should only go one semester on the second side. If it says 1 semester, then what that means is that it can go on either side. If it says B, it's blended. Those are typically for upperclassmen, but there is one class that you will see blended. It's Studio Art 0 hour. What blended means is that there are some options for you to be in class some days and potentially working independently out of class some days based on what the teacher sets up. And so 0 hour, what that potentially could mean is that you're not here some days 0 hour and other days you are. So something to take into account. But also you have the option to be in that classroom. So if you need to be here every day, that's okay. An H means honors, and those are courses that are going to be recommended. And pay attention if there's a -0 after it, that just means it's a 0 hour. You'll see those on your course sheet over on the right-hand side. Most of the classes have a -1, and what those mean is that's a full year class. So you should put the -1 in first semester and also this -2 in second. Those are year-long courses such as English, math, science, social studies. Okay. So the next thing is just talking about those teacher recommendations on the back. Those teachers know how the high school courses work. They're aware of the expectations and what's necessary for classes, and they have been doing this for a long time. So what the teachers recommended based on what they've seen in the classroom and your performance across middle school and test scores, they're making a recommendation that they feel you would be most successful in at the high school. So we do stand by those teacher recommendations. Those should be put onto the front. If you have a question about that, you should contact your middle school teacher or St. Mary's teacher. Okay, if you are waiting for a class for a recommendation, such as Dance 2, that's an audition class, some music classes, it's okay to go ahead and just put the basic level of those, which would be concert choir, concert orchestra, Dance 1, concert choir. Those levels, just put them on here. Then when we hear that you auditioned into a higher level, we will go in and make sure that we get that fixed. So it's okay if you're waiting for those. It's okay to complete your sheet, even if you're not quite sure yet. 0-hour classes, which are listed on your green sheet. There's 4 options for next year for freshmen: studio art, weight training, dance 1, and French 1. There is no transportation for any 0-hour class for any grade level. So you must be able to get to Sycamore High School on your own for the entire year. And you are signing up that you are committed for the whole year. We only create enough spaces in classes based on who needs them. So if we're counting on you being in 0-hour, the expectation is that you'd stay the whole year. So there is going to be a 0-hour form. We will get that to you guys if you sign up for a 0-hour class. So just make sure that you make that clear that you want that in 0-hour. You can see on your sheet there's a specific spot to put a 0-hour class. This can open up other opportunities to fit more classes in your day if you'd like to take that. Study halls. You can put on one of your lines if you want on both semesters. You can put a study hall if you'd like to. You can't choose a specific period. You can't say, I want that last period of the day. It's just going to fall into your day around your other classes. But you can choose a study hall. You don't get credit for that. But a lot of students do have 6 courses plus a study hall their freshman year. Gives them a little time to get some work done while they're at school. This is a great time just to remind all students about eligibility. You must always be passing 5 classes during the semester to be eligible for sports, but not just sports, clubs, activities, dances, other things like that. And so if you're only taking 5 classes and you're struggling in one, then you become in jeopardy for eligibility. So we encourage all students to take 6 classes each semester. So if you'd like one study hall, that's great. You still have 6 classes. We just want you to be aware of eligibility requirements. Now, I know that as it might seem strange to talk about driver's ed for incoming freshmen because that is a sophomore class, but I do want to make sure that you are aware of an opportunity for freshmen to get their permit. So freshmen can sign up for the permit class, which runs every quarter. And it is not a class in your schedule. It is 0-hour and runs for 4 sessions through the driver ed department. But you can actually get your permit when you're 15, and what that allows you to do is start getting hours behind the wheel with your parent and have your permit for long enough so that you can get your driver's license when you turn 16. So just to be clear, no freshmen are in a driver ed class. That will happen your sophomore year, but you can sign up for the permit class. This will take place on the high school website. If you look, there is information Mr. Goff has put even on the Department for Driver Ed on the website that you're currently on. So take a look at that. You can start signing up for that even into the summer before your freshman starts 9th grade. So I just want to put that out there for you to keep in mind so that your student can start getting those hours once they get their permit. Another thing that I want to do is just kind of walk through what a Sycamore High School school day looks like. Now, taken into account, this is during a regular school year. This is typically what our day looks like. So on most days, we start school at 8:15 and we end at 3:10. However, on Thursdays, we do have what we call late start. School starts at 8:45. That morning period is when teachers are meeting before school. So students do not need to be in the building till 8:45 or be in their seats at 8:45. Keep in mind, if you sign up for 0-hour, though, that still does take place early in the day, around 7:10. All of our classes are 45 minutes long, and we have 7 periods in our school day. We have what's called Spartan Stretch between 2nd and 3rd hour. Every student has a Spartan Stretch. And this is an opportunity for students to get help from teachers. Teachers can assign them to come and make up a quiz, get some extra help and intervention. But it's also a time that we use to give out information about courses and graduation and also do things like tornado drills and fire drills. So that Spartan Stretch, you will see that in your schedule between 2nd and 3rd hour. You will be assigned a Spartan Stretch they go to every day. but your teacher can assign you for certain days to go to them for extra help. All of our lunches are 30 minutes long. There's 3 different lunches throughout the day. You cannot request a specific lunch to be with friends. It actually falls based on when we can get you into all the classes that you had requested. In order to enter the building every day, you must show your ID. So you're going to want to have a way to hold that ID in your wallet or your purse. You have to scan that every day entering the building, and you will all get that ID over the summer. You are allowed to carry backpacks around the schools and into the classroom. So that is something you can keep all your Chromebook, your notebooks, your writing utensils all together in your backpack and carry that around. I also want to make sure that you are aware that there are resources available for help besides working with your teachers. There's tutoring available at Sycamore High School. So next year, if you're struggling in a class, make sure you're reaching out for help. But Tuesdays and Thursdays after school, Thursday mornings during that late start time, and Sunday nights, National Honor Society students are available to help with tutoring. So make sure you're taking advantage of these extra opportunities to get help, to get the best grades that you can in classes, and do your very best. So I wanted to just show you the freshman course selection sheet. Most of what's in column 1 is going to be taken from the back of your sheet. Those are your core classes, but just wanted to highlight a few things. What's also great is on this website that you will see in a little bit, each department does highlight their courses. So what you're seeing on here, you're also going to be able to see even in depth on the website. So at the bottom of column 1, you'll see the world languages, which include French 1, Spanish 1, and what's a new class starting next year called Spanish Heritage. Those are for native Spanish speakers. So if you speak Spanish in your home, that might be one that you consider signing up for. Okay. Up at the top, another one we get a lot of questions about is this visual cultures. That's a double block of an art and world cultures in one class. So you put it on 2 lines. If you've been recommended for an honors world cultures or honors social studies, you could take the honors visual cultures portion of it and the visual cultures. So one is art, one is social studies. The next one down is studio art. That is your base art class that everyone must take if they want to take higher level art. So if you want to take a studio art, it's available 0 hour or during the day. And then our ag department offers hands-on skills and introduction horticulture science. So those are 2 options within our ag department. For our business department, we have intro to business, which is first semester. And that is a prerequisite for social media marketing, which comes second semester, or you could take computer applications second semester. And also you could sign up for coding. And we have a coding sequence that takes you coding 1 through 4. So if you'd like to get all 4 years of those, you could sign up for coding this year. We also have TV productions. If you've been part of and had any experience with Spartan TV and worked with that at the middle school, they'd love to have you be a part of that as well. And then a list of music classes. So please be talking to your music teachers about what would be the best fit for you as far as music at the high school. Keep in mind there are honors options for each of those music classes. And then music appreciation is actually second semester. Keep that in mind. It's an elective for anyone. You do not have to have any experience in music to be in that. And then you have your PE options, which is PE 1, your general sports, your weight training, or your dance. So that just goes over some of the options for next year for you to consider. Really take time now before this is due to make your selections, because once you hand those in, that is what you're expected to take next year. And you want to think down the road, do you want to take an art, for example, because you want to get to ceramics or painting? Then make sure you start with studio art. So here in front of you, I just put an example of a freshman schedule. So you're going to have on one line English, you're going to have your math from the back of the sheet, your science, pick your PE, and your world cultures. So basically it leaves you 2 spots to choose electives from those courses I just went over. So there is room for those electives to fit in. And so it's just, you can use those electives for study halls or for other more elective classes you're interested to take. Okay, so I want to point out just a reminder of counselors at the high school. Again, I am Mrs. Templin, and I serve any families with last names A through G from 9th through 11th grade. So you will keep the same counselor throughout high school. Mrs. Kirchman is last names H through N, and Mrs. Grimes is O through Z. If you are a Sycamore Middle School student and have questions about how to fill out this form or what classes mean or recommendations, please contact your school counselor. Mrs. Herkler is last names A through K. Is A through K, and Mrs. Blevins is L through Z. If you're a St. Mary's student, please direct any questions toward your classroom teacher, and they can help you out. Now I'd like to just direct you to take some time looking through the website. The departments have put together some amazing resources for this curriculum night where you can click on each department, and the department chairs or teachers have put together a little video of questions they tend to get asked by 8th graders and their parents. So it's a great way to have some questions answered. They also preview what are the courses you can take within their department. So please spend some time now looking through the website. The course catalog is also on the same page that you're currently watching this. So look through the course catalog, listen to the different options, and then you can start looking to fill out this form. Remember, this needs to be turned into the middle school by February 5th or to St. Mary's so that we can start entering your courses into the system. Make sure that we're trying to get you into the classes that you want. So it's important to get this form turned back in as soon as possible. Have a great evening, everyone.